Hello friends, today again we are here to discuss about magnetic field. In my previous class we had a discussion on magnetic field due to straight conductor and magnetic field due to circular loop. The pattern we have discussed, the mathematical formula we have discussed, and we have discussed the right hand thumb rule to determine the direction of magnetic field. Today we are here to discuss about the magnetic field due to a bar magnet, and for that I have a practical setup also to explain the magnetic field due to bar magnet. We have a U-shaped magnet also, we have a freely suspended bar magnet also, we have a magnetic compass also, and we have this pattern of the magnetic field. So this demonstration we will see at the end. Before that we will discuss some theories and some properties of a magnetic field due to bar magnet. So here we have a magnetic field due to bar magnet that we are going to discuss today, and we have a list of properties to discuss about the magnetic field due to bar magnet. So one by one I will read the properties and then we will discuss the reason to have that property for a bar magnet. The first property is the closed loop property. That means the magnetic field always forms a closed loop, and for that I have drawn this diagram. If you see this diagram, this is a bar magnet. I have marked north pole here and south pole here. The bar magnet has two poles of equal and opposite strength. We call it as north pole and south pole. We have studied in class 8 also earlier. So if you see this diagram, the magnetic field lines starts from north pole and it goes to south pole outside the magnet, and inside the magnet the direction of magnetic field lines are from south to north. Outside the magnet, the bar magnet, the magnetic field lines starts from north and ends at south, and inside the magnet it is from south to north. That means the magnetic field lines is a never ending line. It forms a closed loop. So the direction of magnetic field outside the magnet is from north to south, and inside the magnet it is from south to north, so it forms a closed loop. So this is the very first property in which we have seen that the magnetic field lines forms a closed loop. Second, I have written the tangent gives the direction of the magnetic field. Suppose if we have drawn this diagram, the first one, if you are able to see this diagram, I have made this one curve, and this curve indicates the magnetic field. If this curve indicates the magnetic field, so what I did, I have drawn this tangent. Suppose I have marked this point A, this is point B, and this is point C. So I have marked these 3 points A, B and C. If I draw a tangent at point A, this will give the direction of magnetic field at point A. If I mark a tangent at point B, this will give the direction of magnetic field at point B. If I mark a tangent at point C, this will give the direction of magnetic field at point C. So if you have to find out the direction of magnetic field at a particular point, you have to draw a tangent at that particular point. So this is the second property. Tangent gives the direction of magnetic field at a particular point. Now what is tangent? Tangent is a line which touches the curve only at one point, is called tangent. This B maximum stands for maximum magnetic field intensity. I have written B max. B stands for magnetic field. B is the symbol of magnetic field, and maximum, that means maximum field intensity. If you see this area, this pole area, here the magnetic field lines are relatively closer. Magnetic field lines are relatively closer. If the magnetic field lines are relatively closer, that particular area indicates a strong magnetic field region. If you see at the center, the magnetic field lines are relatively farther away. They are not that much denser as compared to poles. So if you see this pole area, I will mark it as a red marker. If you see this particular area, the magnetic field lines are closer as compared to the magnetic field at the center. So the maximum field intensity for a bar magnet is at poles and a minimum at the center, because the relative separation between the magnetic field lines is less at poles, they are very closer at poles. So the close magnetic field lines indicates a strong field region. So the magnetic field intensity is maximum at the poles and minimum at the center. This is the third property. Fourth property I have written, unit north pole moment. So magnetic field lines, if we discuss about what is the difference between magnetic field lines and magnetic field. Magnetic field is a region around any magnet or a magnetic effect protective body. But magnetic field lines are the pictorial tools to represent the magnetic field. So if the unit north pole is free to move, it will move along the direction of magnetic field lines. Suppose if I keep any unit north pole here, so it will move along the direction of magnetic field lines. If I keep north pole here, so north will repel each other. That property also we'll see little later. So north repel each other and north south attract each other. So unit north pole moment, that means what? If a unit north pole is free to move, it will move along the direction of magnetic field lines. It will move along the direction of magnetic field lines. Monopoles do not exist. Now what is monopoles? The single pole does not exist. Suppose if I draw this diagram. Suppose this is a bar magnet. This is north and this is south. If I break this bar magnet from the center, automatically two poles will be generated at the breaking ends. So the monopoles does not exist. What we are talking about in fourth point also, unit north pole, this is a hypothetical pole which we take to define the magnetic field lines. Magnetic field lines are the lines along which the unit north pole can move if it is free to do so. And magnetic field lines are the pictorial representation to indicate magnetic field. Magnetic field is a region, whereas the magnetic field lines are the pictorial representation to indicate magnetic field. And we may also define magnetic field lines as it is a line or an imaginary curve along which a unit north pole can move if it is free to do so. So monopole also does not exist. So these are the 5 properties we have seen at this side. Sixth, if we see freely suspended, this property is very famous that we will see in the practical demonstration also. If a magnet is freely suspended, it will align itself in the north-south direction. And let me remind you one thing, if a magnetic bar magnet is freely suspended, it will align itself in a north-south direction. That means the geographical north is the magnetic south of the earth. You know very well that the earth also behaves as a magnet. That's why the magnet aligns itself in the north-south direction. So if a magnet north pole is indicating the geographical north pole, that is not possible because north will repel each other. But if the north pole of a magnet is indicating the north pole of the earth, that means the magnetic south lies at the geographical north of the earth. That means geographical north is the magnetic south of the earth and geographical south is magnetic north of the earth. That we will see in the demonstration also. So this is this property number 6, freely suspended body, freely suspended bar magnet. So whenever bar magnet is suspended freely, it will align itself in a geographical north-south direction. They do not intersect each other. Magnetic field lines and electric field lines also, they do not intersect each other. Now what is the reason why they do not intersect each other? Suppose if I have marked here curve A, this is curve A and this is curve B. Okay, I have marked here curve A and curve B. If you see this part, this is the common point of intersection. This is the common point of intersection. This is the common point of intersection. Now if at common point in the first we have seen, if we draw a tangent, we will get the direction of magnetic field. If we draw a tangent at a particular point, we will get a direction of magnetic field. At a common point of intersection, 2 tangents are possible because 2 curves are there. If you draw a tangent for curve B, it will be like this, and for curve A it will be like this. Okay, I think I have written a little symbolic mistake is there. This will be BA, and this is curve B, so this will be BB, and this will be BA. There is nothing wrong here. This is curve A and this is curve B. So for curve B, if you draw, this will be the tangent. For curve A, if you draw, this will be the tangent. That means at a common point we are getting two directions of magnetic field, which is not practically possible. At a particular point, the magnetic field have only one direction. We have seen property number 4, unit north pole moment. Suppose if I keep this unit north pole here, it is not possible that unit north pole moves in two different directions. So if they intersect each other, there will be two possible tangents, and that means there will be two possible directions of magnetic field, which is not practically possible. So they do not intersect each other. And property number 8 is, I have not written here, but property number 8 is the like poles repel each other and unlike poles attract each other. That means if north-north we will keep together, so they will repel each other. South-south if we will keep together, they will repel each other. North-south will attract each other. So this is all about the magnetic field properties due to bar magnet. And let us see the demonstrations of different properties of the bar magnet. The setup is ready for you. Now if you see here, I have taken a bar magnet and I have sprinkled out some iron fillings, and if I take it out, if you see, the concentration of iron fillings is maximum at the poles and minimum at the center, which indicates that the magnetic field intensity is maximum at the poles and minimum at the center. You can see the concentration is more at poles and minimum at the center. See. Okay, so the magnetic field intensity is maximum at the poles and minimum at the center. Now we are going to see the freely suspended magnet aligns itself in the north-south direction. If you see this compass, this end is the north end where the arrow is heading, and this end is indicating the south where this is the south end, this is the head, and this is the tail part. North indicates head, and the south is indicated by the tail of this arrow. So if I have kept this compass here, the magnetic compass here, and if I see this bar magnet also, if you see this bar magnet, so this is also aligning itself in that direction. This is the magnetic compass, if you see, and this direction it is aligning the north-south direction. Yes, this is the north-south direction. This is the north-south direction. And if you see this bar magnet also, which is suspended freely, I will just make it a little stable. Yes. So if you see this is also aligning itself in the north-south direction. In this bar magnet, it is not written which part is south and which part is north, which ends indicates north or south. If you see this tail part, this side, this is the south pole of the magnetic compass, which is towards one end. That means if this is the south part, so definitely this will be the north part. That means what we explained is it will suspend itself in a geographical north-south direction. So this is the north direction that we checked in the compass also, and this is the south direction. Now we are going to see the magnetic field lines of a bar magnet. If I sprinkle out this iron fillings very slowly, so you can see that how they are aligning itself. See. So if you see this part and this part that we discussed in theory also, it forms a closed loop. The direction you won't be able to see in this, but this is the structure that we have seen in theory outside the bar magnet, north to south, and inside the bar magnet south to north. So inside the bar magnet is not possible to see here, but you see the structure of magnetic field lines outside the magnet. And if you see, the density of iron fillings is more at the poles, which indicates that the magnetic field intensity is maximum at the poles and minimum at the center. So similar kind of diagram you can see in some books also. You will be able to see this. Now to find out how the magnetic field lines are from north to south outside the magnet, again we have one more activity. Now this is the bar magnet in which north and south is not written, but if you see this magnetic compass, I told you that this tail indicates the south pole. So if you see, this tail is towards this end. This tail is towards this end. That means this end is the north pole, because the tail indicates south pole. So that's why it is directed towards the north. Okay, so this we have determined that this end is the north pole and this end will be definitely the south pole. Now if you see this, the arrow is towards this end. Arrow indicates the north pole. So this north is towards this end, so this will be the south pole, because the opposite poles attract each other. So this is the south pole and this is the north pole that we have determined. Now we'll see how will we find out the direction of magnetic field lines outside the magnet. Now if you are able to see this we have already determined that this end of the bar magnet is north pole. So if you see, I have taken 4 compasses, and if you see the direction of arrows of this compass, this is the south end of the magnetic compass, this is the north end of the bar magnet. Again I have kept another magnetic compass, and if you see the alignment of the magnetic needle, this is the north end of the compass. Again this will be the south end of the compass, this will be the north end of the compass. Again I have taken another compass, this will be the south end of the compass, this will be the north end of the compass. 4th compass also I have taken, so this will be the south end of the compass, this will be the north end of the compass, and this will be the south end of the magnet. If you join these points freely, you will get the same curve what we have discussed in the theoretical, north to south. If you see the alignment of the magnetic needle also, if you join the center points of the magnetic compass freely, you will get the same curve that we have discussed in theory. Downward also you can put 4 compasses and you can check. I will show you once again how it will be. Now if you see these 3 compasses also which I have kept down to the bar magnet, if you again join them freely, because if you see from right hand side, that is from this is the north end, so if you see these alignments of the magnetic compass is again very similar that we discussed previously. North end, south end of the compass, north end of the compass, south end of the second compass, north end of the second compass, south end of the third compass, north end of the third compass, and this is the south end of the bar magnet. So the direction is from north to south outside the magnet. So with this we have completed today's class of the magnetic field due to bar magnet. Practically we have demonstrated that the freely suspended magnet aligns itself in a geographical north-south direction. The magnetic field is maximum at the poles and minimum at the center. We have also seen the structure of the magnetic field lines with the help of iron fillings in a demonstration, that is from north to south outside the magnet, and with the help of magnetic compass we have discussed the direction of magnetic field outside the magnet will be from north to south. This is the structure that we have seen with the help of iron fillings, and this is we have seen the direction of the magnetic field lines from north to south. Okay, so these are the 4 properties we have seen practically. Thank you very much. See you in the next class.